Welcome Odooers, I'm Hermine from the Post and IoT Expertise team. In this video, we'll guide you through setting up a ZPL printers with Odoo. Let's take a closer look at what you can expect when using an integrated ZPL printer. Connecting your printer to the IoT ensures seamless automated printing. As soon as you click on print, the report is sent directly to the printer. No need to download, open the file, or manually select the printer. And while the IoT enhances automation, ZPL printers can still be used without if needed. Any ZPL printer is compatible with Odoo. We recommend using the Zebra ZD411. Your ZPL printer can connect either over the network or via USB cable. When using a USB connection, consider the physical distance between devices to determine how many IoTs you will need. For network-based devices, this isn't an issue, as the IoT will automatically detect all devices connected to the same network. Remember, the IoT device is network-based, so to function properly, your database, the IoT, and the printer device must all be on the same network. Okay, now let's see how we can configure your ZPL printer with a physical IoT. Start by setting up the IoT box. Now for that, you can refer to our online video guides for a step-by-step instruction. Then plug the ZPL printer into the IoT box via the USB cable or to the network if it is a network-based printer. If the printer doesn't show up, simply restart the IoT device. Now let's take a look on how you can do that. Just go to the IoT app, then you can open the IoT box and click on the home page. So this will redirect you on the IoT home page. Now to restart the IoT, simply click here on the power button. Now as a best practice, we always advise to connect the printer before starting the IoT box if you're using a USB connectivity. This will ensure the device is detected during the IoT boot process. The drivers needed for printing are all built in the physical IoT code. Let's see how we can configure the ZPL printer with the Windows IoT. Start by setting up the Windows IoT first. For that, you can refer to our online video guides for a step-by-step instruction. The next thing to do will be to add the printer to the Windows device via the control panel and make sure to add the generic text-only driver. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have my control panel open here with the printer and scanners. I'm just going to plug the printer to my Windows PC. And we need to wait a few seconds so that the printer is detected by the system. So you can see we find it here already. You can click on it and you can go to Printer Properties. There you can go to Advanced and make sure to add the generic text-only driver and add the printer right back. The next thing to do would be to print a test page. If this is running smoothly, then you're good to go. If you have issues there, then make sure to resolve them first before doing the connection with Odoo. The next thing to do will be to go in Odoo and to see if the printer shows up. So for that, you can go ahead and check the devices. If the printer does not show up, then you simply go to the IoT homepage and you can restart here the IoT. Go back then in Odoo, in the database, and check if the printer appears, and that's where you will be able to do the linking with the report and the virtual IoT and the printer. So let's go ahead and see how we can print a label. Now you can automate the printing of product labels thanks to the IoT. This means that as soon as you hit print, the label is going to print. Let's go ahead and see how we can set this up. The first thing to do will be to link the report to the printer. Now for that, you can go to the IoT app. You can search the devices, and here you can search the Zebra device. So here you can see that we find our printer. And here in the Reports to Auto Print tab, you can link the report in question. Let's add a line. I know that the report is called Product Labels. We're going to take the ZPL format, and we're going to select it. So right now, you're good to go. Let's go ahead and see on our products how we can print a label now. Let's open the cabinet with doors. Let's hit the Print Labels button here. And here you can select the format. So let's go ahead and take the ZPL labels. And here you can find the 4 predefined formats in the more recent versions. I'm going just to take the normal one for now. Now, the first time you're going to hit print, the system is going to ask you on which printer you would like to print from this device. So let's go ahead and hit print. you can select the printer from here, and you can select the Do Not Ask Me Again checkbox. Let's go ahead and print. And now the product label is being sent to the ZPL printer, which is going to print it. So the label has been printed now. Now, if you would like to unlink the report from the device, what you can do is go ahead in the IoT app, go to the configurations and hit the Reset Linked Printers button. Now, for this option to be available, you will need to be in debug mode. So if you want to just reset everything, just click on the button here. And that's how you can print product labels thanks to the IoT on a Zebra device. So now let's go ahead and see how we can print product labels once a transfer is being validated automatically. So to achieve this flow, let's go ahead and take a look to the different steps we need to take. So the first step would be to link the report to the printer. So for that, I'm going to go in my IoT app. I'm going to go to my devices, and here I'm going to search my Zebra printer. Now here you can see we have a tab named Reports to Autoprint, and that's where I need to link the report in question. Now I'm going to link the product label report in ZPL format, but of course you can also link shipping labels if that's the flow you would like to achieve. Let's go ahead and save that. So once the report has been linked to the printer, the next step would be to go to the operation type. So we're going to do that for the reception flow. So let's go ahead and open that. And here you can see the hardware tab. So here we're just going to check the product labels option here, and we're going to choose the format as well, which is the ZPL label one that we have here. And what you can see is that by doing that, we're going to print automatically on validation of the reception. So the configuration step is done. Let's go ahead and test the flow. So I'm going to go on my receipt. I'm going to just duplicate a receipt so I can test the flow from scratch. Mark it as to do. And right now you can see that the receipt is in ready stage. Let's go ahead and validate basically our reception. So the first time you're going to print, the system is going to ask you on which printer you would like to print from this particular device. So here you can see the printer is selected automatically, and let's go ahead and hit the print button. So right now the transfer is being validated and the action to print the label is sent to the ZPL printer automatically. So this is how we can automate basically this flow. Now, what could actually happen is that the first time you need to print is that you might need to go to the action here, go to the print button, and here you might need to print a product label the first time just like that, and then you can test by validating the transfer. So like I said, the same logic can be applied to automate shipping labels as well, and this is how you can basically automatically print product labels when you validate a transfer. If your printer is not detected automatically by the IoT, add the printer via cups when using the physical IoT. Let's go ahead and see how we can do that. Go to the IoT app, open the IoT box, and hit the home page. Once you're on the home page, you can go to Printer Server. This will redirect you to the cups interface. Hit Administration, and here you can add a printer. So here you can see we can actually see the Zebra printer in the local printers. Just go ahead and hit Continue. So here you can actually change the name of the Zebra printer if needed. I will just hit Continue here. In this step, you will be able to choose the driver of the printer. I'm just going to go ahead with this ZPL label printer here and add the printer. Here you can see the printer has been successfully added, so this is a pretty good sign. Now, if you still don't see the Zebra printer on the IoT devices, what you can do is either wait 5 minutes or go on the home page and restore the IoT manually. Another test you can actually perform is just go on the printer, hit Maintenance and print a test page. If a test page is being printed on the printer, this is a very good sign already. If this is the case, you will likely be able to connect the Zebra printer to the IoT. Are your labels not printing? Then try printing on the Zebra printer without linking the IoT first. If you are not able to print on the printer directly, try resolving the issues first. If you are using a virtual IoT, check if the printer has been installed on the computer with a generic text-only driver first. Check if the printing queue is causing some issues here as well. If it is, you might need to empty it and try printing again, either by printing a testing page or a label previously downloaded. Once this is done, you can try with the IoT to print again. Do you need to calibrate your labels to the printer? Then try following those instructions. Try loading your media first, so ensure your labels are properly loaded into the printer. The media sensor's arrow need to align with the arrow just at the top as well. Once this is done, close the top cover and ensure it is latched. The next thing to do will be to power on the printer. Now wait until the status light turns solid green. If this is the case, you can perform the calibration sequence. For that, press and hold the pause and cancel buttons at the same time for at least 2 seconds. Wait for the process to complete. The printer will begin to feed several blank labels out at the front. It will measure and adjust to the new label size. Then check the status light. When the calibration process is finished, the status light will turn solid green, indicating the printer is ready to resume printing. In Odoo, labels are printed in the Zebra programming language, ZPL. To resize or reformat text to fit a variety of ZPL label sizes, navigate to the ZPL label view and alter the ZPL code. For that, you must be in debug mode, so follow my lead. Let's go ahead and just type views. You will see that you need to be in settings, technical, user interface, and then views. Open the view and search the view in question. For that, you can be helped by our online documentation. You can go ahead and search for normal. So it's the normal ZPL label view that we're going to alter here. The ZPL language uses some specific characters. FTXY defines the text position. FOXY defines the position of an element. AONH uses the font AO, normal orientation, with a given height. BYW defines the width of a barcode. BCNHYNN generates a code 128 barcode with height and display text. FH enables special character encoding. FDFS displays text or a variable value. The OO coordinate is typically located at the top left corner of the label. Okay, let's see how we can actually adapt the ZPL labels to your label format. Now, just be aware that by doing what we're going to do, you should actually go through a development so the view is maintained in time. Now, what you can do is just copy the view and keep it in a document. So if you need to paste it again when the view is updated, you will have your changes again. We're going to do the changes here without any IoT integration, so we can really see what has been changed in the code and if we're actually doing the right changes. So we're just going to print the first time here just to see how the label looks like before we do any modifications. So let's go ahead on a product. Let's print a label, a ZPL label, and I'm going to need to open the document here and print it. So here I will print. So that's what we get when we don't change anything. Now you can see we see the values here as well in our file. And let's go ahead and make some changes now. So what we would like to do here is change the position of the internal reference and the name of the product. So for that, I'm going to change the X position here. And let's say that we will use some 60 here. Let's go for 60 here as well. And 60 for the product name as well. I'm going to save, go back on my product, go ahead and download the ZPL label, open my download and go ahead and print. So right now you can see that the internal reference and the product name have shifted, and you can also see it actually here in the file. So you see the value is 60 and not 35 as well. So that's very good, but I would also like maybe to change a bit my barcode. I will change the position and I will change the size just after. So here I'm going to change not my y-axis, but actually my x, and I'm going to add, let's say, 50 here. So let's go ahead and print a label once more. I'm going to open here my download. And here we can see indeed that the 50 has been taken into account as well. I'm going to print. And you can see that the barcode has been shifted a bit, but yet it's not very visible. So let's go ahead and change it once more. I'm going to add 100 here. And maybe change here as well the size of the label. Let's print again. Here you can see the values have been modified indeed, and let's launch the printing. And here you can see the position has clearly been shifted, and we changed also the size of the barcode. So that's how you can change the label size here to adapt it to your ZPL format. And like I said, just keep track of the modification, keep the view here, so you can actually update it again if needed, if any changes appear in the database. That's all for setting up your Zebra printer. By following these steps and best practices, you'll have a seamless integration with Odoo and your Zebra label printer. If you run into any issues, check the documentation online or reach out to our support team. Thanks for watching.